Hey, good afternoon. I'm going to give you a bonus episode today. We're going to talk a little bit about coaching for once. You know, I hashtag coaching with every video I put out because it comes from a coaching perspective. But friend of the show, Nick, gave me, and there's a shout out for you, buddy. Gave me the idea of today's post, and it's a little bit more on coaching in general, ripped right out of the headlines. One thing that I want to get across today is that fit goes into this so much. You know, there are coaches that are meant for the college ranks because they're dictatorial, they're control freaks, they're the CEO, hands on rather than delegating, right? So they're all about every single detail. And that's a specific kind of person, and it's a specific kind of coach. And that's, they don't like to delegate. They're very dictatorial. It's my way or the highway. I'm going to bring in people who clone me, not the best in their particular silo. Okay? So that's the difference. So there are coaches that can only work in college and can only work in high school because it's my way or the highway, get the F out. That works down there. Where it goes wrong is when those coaches try to go to the professional ranks amongst the grown men and women in the professional ranks. But it's predominantly worse in the men's games. So when a college football coach tries to become an NFL coach, and the guys are like, get that crap out of here. I'm a grown man. It doesn't go well. And when you lose an NFL locker room, they're going to see to it, Dan Quinn, that you're out of a job. When you're a college basketball coach and you're very much like the Princeton offense and everything's very, very slowed down and it's like no fun allowed, everything rule this, which has got its place. Trust me. And the guy I'm going to talk about had a really good track record. You go to the pros, you go to the NBA, and once again they say, get that crap out of here. I'm a grown man. So you really need a delegator. You need a CEO, particularly of a large program like an NFL. Major League Baseball is the same way versus the minor leagues or college. You just need a different kind of person. You need a delegator in the professional ranks, and you need a communicator. You need somebody that maybe has credibility coming in. Maybe they've been a winner, or they just have a calmness about them. They're all shucksy. They're not majorly arrogant, but you have to have a certain amount of confidence to be a professional manager, especially a head coach or a game manager. So that's really where it is that like a Steve Nash is a very good NBA prospective coach because he is that person he's played the game, he's got the cred, but he also gives freedom to grown men that he's coaching. But he's not that much older than that. A bad example was John Beilein. John Beilein was the Michigan coach, great coach. He brought that game to Cleveland. They weren't having it. He was out pretty quick. The reason for today's headline, though, the headline for today's, there was the reason, and thanks again, Nick, for submitting this, is Urban Meyer. They're talking about Urban Meyer this and Urban Meyer that, and he would have been a good fit at Texas. And pigs might fly out of my butt. He would not have been a good fit in Texas. But he'd been fit at just about anywhere else in the college ranks. Where he's not a good fit is the NFL. And now they're starting to talk about NFL, putting him on NFL lists. And that's just a heap and bowl of dumb. It just isn't going to work. He's a dictator. And he's a very good one. You put him in the right situation, he will get you a natty. Okay? National championship. Nick Saban, best college coach there is. Probably not the best ever, but the best of our generation. He didn't do well in the NFL. Same issue. So again, dictators, college, high school, facilitators and delegators, confident people, but effective leaders versus the guy who's the principal. Okay? That's where it works out. So Nick Sabans of the world, the John Beelines of the world, the Urban Meyers of the world, great coaches, need to stay the F out of the professional ranks. Now, here's the guy that proves what I'm saying. Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll was the minister of fun at USC. Okay? He was a player's coach. He's zen. He's got all this. He's got all these weird. He's almost like a surfer dude. Okay? And that's why USC got into so much trouble, because he let people a little bit more room. He wasn't the dictator. So he was a guy that made his chops in college, but he didn't have as much to worry about with that looseness when he went to the NFL. So he became a better coach at the NFL ranks the second time around. So the Patriots, not so much. Seattle, muy bueno. So he's figured out where to be loose and where to be tight. And he puts a good team around him. And some of those guys on his tree, they've been pretty good coaches. So not the best coach, because to me, the Andy Reid tree in the NFL is the tree of life. Okay? I don't mean to be sacrilegious. I'm just trying to be funny. But that's where the best coaches come from. The Andy Reid tree. And he's the king of that. He just wants a cheeseburger. He's a funny dude. All right? They should learn from it. So I hope you like that. Like, comment, especially the comments. Subscribe, share, because sharing is caring. And I'll be back again real soon with something a lot, maybe even better, more relevant.